so far a very heavy presence onto the A side. Not as unexpected as I would say it would be from Regency's side, as they want to make sure this bomb site is defended. EVO takes down P with Hoogs to go off with the trade. And it's going to be already down to a 4v4. P and EVO going down as well as Keenan. And they want to get to the side. Hoogs is going to shoot away with that with that Glock. And he gets another one onto mainstream. And there's only one more player left in the sandwich area. And he wins at Regency Nitro. Sorry. Win that first round. Wait. Hold on. That's the problem. They're switched. There we go. Okay, we're all good. Regency do win that first round. It was just a little bit of confusion there. Sorry about that. Regency is on the T side. As Hughes takes down the players that are trying to retake this A bomb site. And it's going to be a slaughterhouse given that Nitro Esports is on that eco. And there's not very much for them to do. Regency just kind of takes them to town, picking up that second round. 2-0, and now Nitro have the rebuttal here. They have those M4s, they have the FAMAS. And Regency opting to stay on those SMGs, which is a pretty smart idea given that they have to flood the site anyway. So upgrading at this point wouldn't make too much of a sense to make. And a little bit of a botched flash there, but nothing too crazy as the Regency Esports are going to come out. EVO is going to take down Hoogs, but Sharpie is going to trade him off. And it's going to be a full lunge onto the A site. And that's going to be Sharpie taking down Scout, as well as going through the smoke. He walks right past mainstream, and that allows Nutty and Keenan to get in there as well with a little bit of a distraction. But Sharpie's the last one left alive. Nutty on 4 HP, Keenan 95 health. But this is entirely rule. Oh, and that nade comes out. Will that be able to infect him? It doesn't. But he now knows where both of these players are, and he jumps up high. He's going to go for it. Takes down Keenan, and he gets the other one. Sharpie takes down Nutty. And that's it. Regency winning round number 3. Nitro Esports not able to pick it up. And that's the reason why I say you save those SMGs. And Sharpie going crazy here. Solidifying that third round for them. That Regency stay ahead in this competition. Again, round number 4 now. As we have yet another stack of an A play. I mean, that's not uncommon for Train. You see that a lot. And except now they've actually decided to opt to not put anyone on B, as they've seen that aggression go out towards the A side more than a couple times now. And EVO taking down the first headshot onto Mez, even picking up his gun. And that's going to give at least something for Nitro Esports to kind of pick up on. As now Regency are going to wait around and SK. Beautiful pick onto Scout there. Just completely taking off his head. And this is what I really like about Regency's T side on this map, is they're not afraid, and really on any map, they're not afraid to kind of, okay, let's see what they're doing. We've destroyed them on A couple rounds, but that doesn't mean we should just go right out, right? They should make sure that, hey, is there anyone on B? Are they scattering? Are they putting their defenses up? And right at this point, maybe they just waited a little bit too long, because Nitro Esports has now put 2-on-2, changed the setup as well. And now it seems to be like there's going to be a huge execute here. And, ooh, Keenan is going straight through the smoke. He's going to stop the defuse. And he gets the bomb planter. That bomb does not go down. Now they have to waste even more time. And that was a great job done from Keenan there. But was it enough at this point? And it seems like it might have been. Mainstream takes down SK. EVO takes down Pewit, leaving only Sharpie again last alive to do something. But this is the man, the myth, the legend, taking out Nutty, taking out that headshot. And he knows exactly where that's bomb planted, and he's in a very good spot, favoring him here. Takes down mainstream, and now it's only down to EVO. EVO and Sharpie. Sharpie in the way better positioning here, but EVO could fake him out. If he gets him to peek, he could be able to, but he jiggles it. Sharpie knows better than that, and that's going to be it. Nitro Esports not able to solidify that bomb plant, mainly for the fact that Sharpie stayed alive in that upper area. And that is going to be it. Round number 4 goes to RegencyCSGO, and that is 4-0 in the first map of this best of 3. Terrorists win. 4-0. Nitro falling a little bit behind now, but they do have the AK saved, and they have the M4 and the op-out on EVO, or Evo, sorry. I keep going to that because that's what I used to. But Evo again falls down just as I'm talking about him. And that's going to be only Keenan left on that B bomb site to kind of work with, to try and hold down the pushes there. But I mean, to be honest, it would have been a solo bomb site either way, given that, I mean, that's probably how the setups would do. We normally see that 4-1 setup either way, but now you have a 3-man on A instead of that 4-man, which could be dangerous here as, I mean, Regency has those AKs, and we've seen their headshot ratios as well. If they just go onto that site and start getting these 1v1 engagements, it should be really well for them as P-Wood gets taken down. SK with a nice trade and also another one onto mainstream. And that's going to be the flood of the A side coming out from Regency side, and that bomb will go down as well. But Sharpie, the man in this game so far, takes down Scout, and it's all left down to Keenan. And at this point, it would be crazy if he tried to go for it. He's just going to try and save going to that 5th round for them. And thank you, Unknown.
Let's go Regency.
Hashtag we stand for it. Thank you, Unknown, for the $5. I really appreciate it, man. And again, Keenan has to save this in it. Oh, he's going to pick up that op and maybe even save that op. But I would be surprised if Regency doesn't send one to at least hunt this down. They might not know that that op has actually gone down. But then again, they're just playing the safe game. They lost a player, so neither is really a bad choice, since they seem to be going along with this buddy system. But again, 0-5. And we are in round number 6 already. And 5 whole rounds ahead of Nitro Esports. And like I said, I mean, just the way that Regency's been playing here, and neither side at this point is doing anything wrong. Nitro's playing it exactly the right way. It just seems that Regency has that firepower while going on to the either site and getting those early picks like we just saw with Sharpie onto Scout. And that is going to be the flood of the A side again and again and again. They're allowed to go out onto the site and just flood it and get these 1-on-1 engagements and completely stop all the rotations as well. As then again, Sharpie, a beautiful second pick out to Nutty, and Hoogs takes down the person, Keenan, coming in from back halls. And this is already looking like a tough one for Nitro. If they go for this and they lose these 2 players, they're going to be completely broken out of an op. And there goes that mainstream player. And he goes down. EVO is going to try and pick up some of the mess that was left. And Sharpie, ooh. A man with this op has been doing great. Oh, and he takes down EVO, taking down that op and saving Regency. Well, saving Regency from having to deal with that op. And so far, Nitro seeming a little bit different from him so far in this. And not quite sure what that is. Maybe this wasn't their map. And I would beg to say that this is Regency's map, given that they've been practicing these other oddball maps that they usually haven't been. A Mez, beautiful first pick on the mainstream. And might even get crossed here as Hoog takes down another beautiful setup there as they come down ladder just a tad bit late. Kind of, I hope that was timed as Mez takes on another Scout. Takes down Scout. And that leaves Keenan and Nutty. It is a deco round, but still, these rounds, every round is important in these grand finals. And P-Wood's going to catch Nutty, kind of looking in the wrong direction. Bad timing, CSGO there. But it's now all down to Keenan. The last man alive while that bomb goes down. Ooh, Keenan might be able to. Ooh, I think he might know that someone's here. He's going to get absolutely destroyed by SK. A beautiful pick from him as well. And Nitro maybe taking a little bit too much of a risk there. I mean, in these couple rounds. I mean, maybe their confidence won't exactly work on the CT side, but once they hit that T side, it could be a whole different game. We've seen that a lot of times where these teams just kind of come out out of nowhere. And again, this T side is one of, in my opinion, the easier sides to kind of get onto a site and aggress it. So it's a lot harder when you have the CTs on that kind of defending position, especially when you're getting overrun by a lot of really good aimers as well. As Keenan might even get in a good spot to take him down, and takes down Hoogs. And he's going to run away with his life. A very smart decision here as he wants to ensure that man advantage stays in their advantage. As Nitro just tries to get out of there. Mainstream trying to get any picks that he can to try and push these players back. So far, Sharpie tries to go out in a lot of position, but EVO is ready for him. And Mainstream takes down SK. This could be the turning point that Nitro needs to win around. As EVO spots the toe of Mez, and Mez tries to white peek it too. Maybe a little bit too confident on him too, but all it's down to Peewit. He sees the corner of Nutty, takes him out, but I mean, he has a whole job ahead of him, taking out all the last four players of Nitro Esports, and just not able to pick that up. Nitro gets the first round on the board. A little bit of presence in the server, and also a little bit of a regrowth on their economy, as they're able to pull out the double op and hold those two AKs as well. 7-1 in round number 9. And at this point, I mean, Regency, if they can keep doing this, and they're already at a pretty comfortable scoreline for the half, 7. If anything else went wrong, if Nitro won all these rounds straight in a row, it's a comfortable half to have on CT as well. But you really want to get as many rounds as possible on T and to solidify that second half. So this is something that Regency really need. Because Nitro could turn around and do the exact same thing to them on this map. Ooh, and I love this boost. Will they be able to see Nutty before he gets that nade out? And they're not able to. But then again, it's a little bit quiet. Sharpie went down to 46 HP. And it looks like Keenan is probably going to get overwhelmed here in just a little bit. As the smokes come out, this call is going to be 100% called in just a second here, as the players are going to rotate, and he sees them. All he needs to do is take out as much players and do as much damage as he can. But Peewit takes out Keenan. The B anchor is not able to pick up a kill, but he does a lot of damage to Sharpie. As now this retake is notoriously really hard for the CT players to try and get onto. They need to make sure that they get this as much control as they can. And SK is going to catch the back of Evo. As Evo goes down along with mainstream. And Nutty's going to try and make a difference, but it doesn't matter because Peewit's on site. And it's all left down to Scout, but he's going to run away with the op in his hand and try and save that for the next round. As Regency are 100% going to hunt this man down, not wanting him to save anything into these next rounds. As that bomb does go off. Another great round for Regency. And that B anchor just not able to do quite enough, although the retake didn't do much either. 1-8. And Nitro, I mean, this is where I would take a pause. If I was on Nitro's side, I would say, hey, let's make sure that we're doing the correct things here, as they are. But how can we do that better? And I think using your pauses in these kinds of situations, especially in these score lines, can actually affect the team really well. And, I mean, for Regency, obviously, they wouldn't need to since they're 8-1. But, I mean, then again, you never know. Coaches could pull that out of anyone. 8-1, and ooh, Nutty has a beautiful sight line on one of these players. He's gonna get it. No, almost a little bit of lag there, but Nutty takes down Peewit, and that is going to be a beautiful first pick for them, given that they are on SMGs here. Besides that op and that M4, 2 FAMASs, so I guess they're not on SMGs. I don't know what I'm talking about. Given that he was on an SMG, that's a really good first pick. 8-1, Nitro Esports need a little bit of redemption here on the CT side, as Keenan will do his best to hold off all these players. But Hoogs, a little bit of a monster going in there, taking down Evo, and also almost taking out Keenan, but SK trades him out on the other side of the map. Mainstream goes down, and that is going to be Scout with that op in the Z area, gonna try and do some damage there. And Nutty's gonna come in behind, slowly lurking. He's gonna see the back of one of the players. Not gonna get the kill, but takes Sharpie down to 9 HP. And all Regency has to do is make sure that that bomb does not get ticks, and if it does, to try and make sure it doesn't get defused. They're in a really good spot here to make sure this happens, as long as they don't wide peek. But Nutty coming in through the back, gonna try and take off the head of Sharpie, but not gonna happen. Sharpie still with that 9 HP as well. Nez goes down to 10, but they get both of the kills. Scout again is gonna have to retreat with this op and that beautiful knife that he has in his hand. And maybe even pick up another kill as he does, and that's going to be the round, taking out SK in the process. 9-1, and Regency taking this lead and just completely going off with it. And this is what we really like to see in train T side. And hopefully Nitro, when we see the switch, maybe Regency will get hit with a brick here. You don't know. You never know. You don't want to overestimate your opponent or underestimate your opponent in any situation, especially on CSGO, when things can change in an instant. We've seen that with Team Liquid and other teams as well. SK takes down mainstream. Also taking down Scout, a beautiful 2K for him. As Nutty takes a beautiful 1D or 2D to the head with Sharpie. Not going to be enough as he gets taken down by Hoogs, and that's going to leave Keenan and Pop Dog, and that's going to be a brutal round. 10-1 almost close to the half. Making it 10-1. Nitro struggling a little bit here. And interesting because I was expecting a lot of a closer game, if I do say so myself, for Nitro to be held in such high regard, taking down cultured savants. And hopefully it's going to be okay. As I did forget to look at there, and I don't feel like doing that now, as SK takes on Scout. And these headshots and these aim duels are honestly winning them a lot of this, but Nutty lets all of them go past. He takes down the head of Hoogs. And now Regency has to be aware of this flank. It looks like he's going to get taken out by Pewit. Pewit takes down Nutty. The problem there is EVO takes down Sharp. And he did trade out that op for the AK, trying to give him a better chance. And finally, Nitro Esports win that round. And that is a brilliant round for them to win as well. 10-2. And if Nitro keep up this kind of flow that they have here, I mean, this could be a good one for them. They just need to keep winning these rounds, get to that 5 score line, and then they'll be in a little bit better shape here for that T-side swap. And oops, excuse me, a little bit of a bump there for the teammate. As we have Keenan pushed up pretty deep in there, trying to get some information here. And I'm honestly surprised that they're having their B anchors stay as conservative as they were on that B side. But nevertheless, it has been a fairly bigger scoreline here, so it makes sense in that aspect. But I'm surprised he wasn't doing that in the beginning. But again, mainstream going down to 41 HP, and Nutty saw the rifle there in the body of Sharpie, and he takes him down. And this is going to be a beautiful flash. Takes down Evo's eyesight, but oh, don't shoot your teammate there. And I think they're banking on, this is what I also really like to see, this kind of change up in pace. They were going all out onto the A side, all out onto the B side, and then all of a sudden, Regency wants to make sure that Nitros kept on their toes, and making sure that nothing gets too predictable for them. Which in this map can seem kind of almost like a joke, since that you're always doing a 4-1 setup pretty much. But even, nevertheless, that can force rotates off, and you never really know what that impact could have. Phoenix goes around here, gets that important pick onto Evo, and that makes all the CTs on the A side kind of bunched up here, having to worry about a lot, as the B side players for the T side can get out and plant that bomb. Really good execution there, as unfortunately it left 2 players down on site, which was a good part on Nitro for getting all those picks as well. And they even get another one. SK goes down. This could be yet another round in the hands of Nitro Esports. But let me not say anything too fast, as Mez has that molly in his hands. But he gets out. He gets taken out a little bit too early there by Scout with a beautiful shot onto the T-side player for RegencyCSGO. As Nitro Esports pick up their 3rd round, and they only need 2 more rounds here to make. They can't lose any other rounds on this side for them to have a super comfortable next half. And I mean, so far Nitro, if they can keep this one back, and they potentially could put a hard reset. I wouldn't even say reset, but put them in a little bit of predicament where they have to worry about the economy and they have to be a little bit more on the laid-back side, is something that we could see. And again, look at this change-up, and I always like seeing these change-ups happen, especially on the T side. As Hoogs takes down Keenan coming through that smoke. Remember, we can see them, but they can't see us, right? Or, sorry, we can see the X-ray, they cannot see the X-ray. Nevertheless, and Evo takes down Sharpie and SK, but I mean, they still get onto that side, but that bomb is down. Mez with that op. Hoogs, the AK, takes down mainstream, and that bomb is still down, so he doesn't really have to commit to peeking this all at once. But he does anyway, but Nutty takes him out. And Nitro Esports win round number 4, and like I said, Regency now have to buy all the way out, as this is round number 15 that they're in. And maybe forcing them to be a little bit more on the passive side here 4-10, round number 15, the last round of the half. And if Nitro can secure this last round, that could be really good for their T side. Any rounds that they can secure on the CT side at this point would be something that they sorely need going into the next half. Sharp sees the corner. Super quick reactions there of Evo's op. Evo not able to look at the right direction. Oh, as Mez takes down mainstream. Beautiful little flick there, even aiming at the correct spot. That's what that damage will do to you. Keenan, again with that SMG, doing a beautiful job, working with what he can, taking down Pewit. And honestly, I wouldn't be super mad at either the B player or one of the other A players to try and move up just a little bit more and get some more info, but it's not going to matter up for this one, as the smokes go out, and Nutty's in a beautiful spot to grab one, but he gets flashed, a beautiful flash to take out Nutty's eyesight. He may have even been able to get more than that, but Evo is there to take down Mez. Scout along with Hooves, and now it's all left to Sharpie, the last man in this, to try and take this out, but Scout takes him out, and that is going to be the round. In Nitro Esports, they win that half, and that is going to make it a 10-5 half. RegencyCSGO is currently in the lead. Nitro Esports picking up that 5 rounds, and hopefully that does them good in the next half as well. Which, by the way, it is trained, so that could mean we could see the same thing happen to Nitro Esports on Regency Esports T side. We could see that same thing. For all we know, Nitro could win these next 10 rounds in a row. Or next 10 rounds. Next 5th, however many rounds it goes into. I can't math it in one, right? But they could win the 10 rounds in a row and just take this away. So who knows? As again, we have this nice pistol coming out here. And it looks like, look at that, we do have util coming here from Nitro Esports side. That Molly and the 2 flashes are definitely going to be used for any of these pushes. As the double man boost is going to come out from Regency side. As Mainstream will try and get that bomb down. Sharpie takes down Keenan. And Sharpie also takes down Evo. And they see that player up into the heaven section. As Nitro does have that bomb down. Now it's going to be a matter of... Ooh, the bell rung as well. It's going to be a matter of defending this bomb. And they're doing a beautiful job so far. Making it a 1v1. Scout knows exactly where Hoogs is. And Nitro pick up that first pistol round. A pistol round they really, really needed. Making it 6-10. And now Nitro are in a really good spot to start taking this one back. 6-10. They're a little bit closer than they were in the beginning. And now they have some weapons to go along with it. Regency only have that one scout on Sharpie, and we'll see what they're going to do here. But Nitro, like I said, are going to come out with these different tactics. And oh my god, Evo is going to come roaring with that. Oh, but he doesn't get the kill! Pewit takes down Evo. And oh my god, I thought that was a guaranteed kill for Evo. And apparently it wasn't. And now Regency are going to come try and do as much damage as they can. And that, honestly, any damage at this point that Regency can do to Nitro Esports will help a little, but Nitro, it would be very difficult for me to see Regency getting this getting this retake in, as it's all left down to SK. We've seen him do these head tops, and we've seen him win some of these rounds before, but against a team like Nitro, I doubt this will be the outcome that we all think might happen, and that exactly does. Nitro takes down SK. A beautiful redemption rounds here for Nitro, 7-10. As we head into round number 18. And again, Nitro seeming to have a really much better start onto this T side than they did have on the CT side. And again, Regency's going to do what all the other teams do and make sure they have this stack towards the A side. But again, they can't neglect what's happening towards the B side, as now all of the T side players of Nitro are going to be onto the site. And they're going to be trying to make their way. Regency is on that eco. So again, they're just going to try and get as much damage as they can. And ooh, Sharpie through the planks there. Gets one onto Nutty. Evo takes down SK. Scout taking down Mez. Evo takes another one out onto... Oh my god, Evo having a hell of a round there. And Nitro Esports picking it up on the eco. And so far, I mean, the great stuff that we've seen throughout this entire Nitro. Nitro seems to finally be getting their feet there. As we get back into this, making it even closer than it was before, 8-10 now. And this is getting kind of scary for Regency as well. Because they want to make sure they take every map they can, and they want to theoretically shut this one out, but it may not happen. But Mez takes down Keenan. And ooh, who's going to get double peeked? He gets the leg, or should I say shoulder there? I think it's shoulder. I'm not quite sure where he hit in that one, but he went down to 16 health. Hooves on 12. So far, they have man advantage, Regency CSGO, but Nitro could still has the T side. So all they really need to do is make sure they push these sides. So Sharpie goes down to 24 health, exposing himself a little bit too much to that op, making it 8-10 now. I'm sorry. Oh my god, I'm seeing the scoreline. Making it a 4v5 with Sharpie so low as well. And again, Nitro Esports gonna make sure they play this one slower, get that execute out, and make sure they get these head taps onto the site. And Mez with that op is gonna take down Nutty coming out Pop Dog, and that's gonna put a stopper in their push. But it's not gonna stop Mainstream from trying to get these kills as he gets one onto Sharpie. But he doesn't know what the next players are. Now he does. Gets another head onto Mez. And that's going to be a nice two-piece there for him. As he finally gets taken out by Sharpie Scout. Only one with super high HP. He's going to take down Pewit, and it's all down to Hoogs. Hoogs here with this op. At this point, I don't think he will do anything crazy unless he gets this first pick. And ooh, he might be able to do it, but EVO sees him before. And that is going to be round number 9 on the board for Nitro Esports, making it 9-10. Not a scoreline that many people, I'm sure, were experiencing. But what I said before, if they get that comfortable 5-half and they start winning rounds on that pistol and start the first, the second, the third round, this could be a lot closer game than people think. 9-10. And Nitro making a little bit of a comeback here as Regency starts plowing in here, and then he's going to get one. He's going to get two. Not able to pick up the third, but does get a nice two-piece there on the eco. The deco player. Hoogs does have that AK here as well. Mainstream going to take down Pewit. And this is going to be SK and Hoogs. Going to do what he can, but Mainstream with that AK is not going to be friendly to him. That bomb does go down, and I mean, Hoogs is going to try and save this, but Nitro are going to come roaring in here trying to stop it. So begs the question, will he be able to save this AK now? And hopefully this will mean that Regency will have enough money next round to actually put up a fight there. And it was a decent eco play as well. Just wasn't in the correct positioning, and that stuff happens, making it a 10-10 scoreline. Now this is a close game. Like I said before, you can't underestimate the scoreline in Counter-Strike. You've seen it way too many times that gets underestimated. 5-5, 10-10. I think I messed up my wording there, but nevertheless, you know what I was saying. As Hoogs takes a beautiful first pick onto Mainstream. And that is going to be him out of the round. And also giving Regency a little bit more of a cushion there. As Sharpie with a flash here. But he's going to get that back turned. Evo is going to get taken down. And that's a 2-man advantage already for Regency side at 1:18 into the match. Or into the round. And a lot of audio cues being thrown there. I like that. A little bit cheeky there. And now Nitro Esports is in a little bit of a predicament. Do they want to push B and risk having a little bit of a over traded there? And it looks like they're going to go for that, as they think they're going to leave that one player. And even if it was, Pewit takes down Nutty. He's going to see another player here. He's going to take out Scout. And yet he's going to take out Keenan. That's going to be a beautiful 3K for Pewit. Taking down all the players coming into the lower B and anchoring that B side. go into round number 22, 10-11 now. And so far, I mean, Nitro have gotten to that good point where they're back into it, but Pewit puts a stopper, and that gets a beautiful 2K. Like I said, I love seeing that aggressiveness coming out from Pewit, especially when they're a B anchor, right? Sometimes you need that ability to go in there and kind of say, hey, I'm going for the info. Just note that maybe I'll die, but I mean, you have that chance of also getting those 2 picks and rotating behind, which is something I didn't see on Nitro on that CT side at all, I don't believe. 10-11. As Mez and SK take down Mainstream, and Scout Keenan gonna take on Mez, and that leaves all it down to Keenan here. Ooh, not gonna see. He's gonna hear him on that blue train. But I mean, so far it's a pretty much a sandwich here on the sandwich area as Sharp takes down Keenan, and that's gonna be round number 12 to Regency side. And beautiful stuff here. I don't know if we got that. Let's see. Oh, we got the last one there. Yeah, I was a little cut off, but beautiful stuff there from Pewit as well. 10-12, Nitro just got back into it, and they don't want to lose it too. And they also have the ability to time out, which I'm not quite sure. Maybe they don't want to mess up those, I don't know. Maybe that's just me too. I just love taking timeouts. I don't know why. I love repositioning myself and making sure that the team is all okay, and that we're discussing, we keep discussing what we're going to do and what's happening in the game. That's just me. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. If you guys feel different, feel free to tell me, but that's just me. That's just the way I work. Either way, the mollies are going to go out, the pre-mollies and the pre-nades, to try and bait out some more util from the other side. I'm not quite sure if he intended to do that, but I mean, he got into Pop Dog already, but Sharpie's going to land that cope, and it went the wrong way. Almost landed the rest in peace Kobe. But I do think he's aware that there is going to be a Pop Dog player since they didn't choose to get into Pop Dog early that round. And it looks like, ooh, Mez gets the blind shot onto Nutty. And gets another one into Keenan. And he could get a 3K, but Mainstream doesn't allow it. The beautiful body shot there onto Mez. And that bomb will go down for Nitro, leaving only Hoogs and SK left to defend this. And no, that op's going to be deadly. Mainstream takes on SK. But Hoogs going crazy, getting a headshot onto Mainstream, and that leaves Scout and Evo. Sorry, I'm so used to saying it the other way. I was only corrected today. But Scout here, first line of defense, going to take down Hoogs, and that is going to be around Nitro. Pick up round number 11, 11-12, very first map of this best of 3, and it's already going very, very close. Making it a 11-12, round at number 25. Ooh, that take almost went in, and he almost even got a blind one there. And he does get one onto Keenan. Mez taking him out. And again, these early smoke indicators are probably going to bait anything out. And he gets Sharp, Scout gets, oh, a beautiful 2 Deagle spray piece onto Mez and SK. As Pewit and Sharpie, the last ones to defend, but I mean, if I'm Nitro, that bomb is nowhere near out in the open to these 2 players, so they have full freedom to go wherever they like. And is Nutty AFK? He was AFK for a minute. Not quite sure what that was, but I mean, didn't seem like they needed him on that one. No shade. Takes down Nutty. He was a little late to the party there. And Scout with that op. A little bit weird to say that, but he does know where the bomb is, and he seems to have an idea that he may be out in the box or in that Pop Dog area. He doesn't quite know if he crossed, but this should tell him right now that he did. That he didn't. Sorry. He acquires that bomb and is gonna that plant's definitely gonna go down, but I think that Pewit may have banked on him rotating once he got that bomb, but I mean, ooh, this could play super well for Pewit. Pewit's going right up behind him. But will this be known by Scout? It is not. Pewit's gonna get not as beautiful as a BM as I thought it was gonna be, but gets the kill nonetheless, and that bomb is gonna go out. Oh, there's the BM. I thought he would do something like that. Oh, the bad manners. All in good fun though. As that bomb goes down, 11 to 13, and almost a 300 IQ play from Peewit as well. I do think that he may have thought that he was going to rotate to that B site, but once he saw that he wasn't there, he just committed to going all the way behind it. That just wasn't picked up. This is the first map, and we do stand Peewit. And once that second map is in, we're gonna have that shown on the board as well. So don't worry about that one. 11 to 13 is the scoreline, and that pause comes out. The first pause that we've seen so far, if you don't include that first one that was in the first map as well. You guys are funny. 11 to 13. And round number 25, and again, this is a very close scoreline. I mean, anything could happen here. Nitro could sweep Regency out of their feet, make them lose a little bit of that economy, and completely just run them over here. But at the same time, Regency could continue on this good streak as Mainstream takes down Hoogs, getting a little bit too aggressive there. Hopefully, maybe he was banking on getting a little bit of info there since they have those SMGs. But don't worry, because SK is there to trade him. Brother in Arms has that AK now. And now that bomb is all the way in T-spawn, and I don't even know if they know this at this point. But hopefully one of them realizes it, and it looks like Scout is going to realize this as Sharpie takes on the head of Evo. And look, oh my god. Oh, sorry, I thought that was one of the other players. That was my bad. They finally get the bomb. And at this point, 50 seconds on the clock. They're going to have to come up with a game plan pretty soon here, as Regency's in a pretty good position, probably wondering what Nitro is doing at this point. And if I was Regency at this point and their coach, I'd be thinking they would be setting up for a B hit, since we have that player all the way in T-Con. So I would be very prepared for this, as it seems that their B-side players are. As they run out onto the B site, Sharpie's going to get that first engagement, gets one. He's going to try and run away with his life, as a good B anchor should. Peewit's going to trade him out. He goes down nonetheless, but Sharpie's there to clean it up. Beautiful round from him, and a great B anchor example. And that is going to be winning that last round there as well. 11 to 14. Yes, my throat starts to feel raspy. And Regency don't really have to change much of anything up here. If their B anchor can continue to be as solid as they can, and look, oh my god, Peewit, he's going to hear all these nades go out. He's going to be in such a good position. He could take out so many players here. He gets one. He has the bomb now. That's the bomb. He takes out another. Peewit's going insane. And now he knows exactly where they are, and that completely, even though it's an eco, that's an eco that maybe you're going to keep your players alive. 7 HP on Peewit. But again, that could have been a bomb plant down, and it still can be, but I mean, so far, that could have been a lot faster, and Peewit doing a great job of ensuring that these pistol rounds don't go in a different way, because there's been a lot of times where we've seen, even in the pro scene, we've seen a lot of pistols going the wrong way for wrong reasons, and anything that leaves you in that little bit better situation as Peewit gets another one onto Nutty is super important for your team. As SK takes down Evo, going for the 2K, not able to take down Mainstream. As Sharpie holds down this A side just like he did with that B side. And that is going to be the round match point to Regency CSGO. And it's 11 to 15. Both sides have the economy to spend here. Not as much for Nitro, but they'd have those AKs in their hand at the nades. This is do or die for them. 11 to 15 for this first map. Best of 3. And it looks like they're going to opt to go for this heavy play out here. SK is going to get traded out by Scout. And Scout gets a beautiful 2-pick onto the A site. Hoogs takes on Nutty. And that bomb isn't down yet. That bomb is a little bit stuck here. And they take him down to 2 players. But Peewit Scout goes crazy, and that's a 4K, I believe, for him. That might have just saved them from losing this first map. Peewit tries to do what he can. Oh my god, Peewit goes insane! Taking down the last two players. A beautiful spray down. Oh, making that first map go to Regency Esports, and oh my god, Peewit, the unbelievable B anchor, comes back onto the retake, and a beautiful spray down, totally taking out whatever Scout did, and making this go into Regency's favor. Match point. The first map going to Regency CSGO. Keep in mind, there are potentially two more maps they could do, but Regency did take that first one away. Nitro pick Mirage. So this should be Nitro. So we'll see it on here. As we head into map number 2 of this best of 3. Regency winning that first one. And hopefully we continue with this good gameplay that we've been seeing throughout both teams here. As Peewit will walk right past Mainstream and actually take him out here. And that's going to be the first pick here onto Mainstream, but Evo takes down Hoogs. As Hoogs goes down, Peewit also in a very good spot here to try and deny any further aggression onto the site, but the bomb goes down nonetheless. And that retake's going to be a little bit of a tricky one. They do have that nade there and that powerful CZ. As Sharpie will take down Nutty and Scout and could even do more damage. He sees... Oh my god, Sharpie takes on EVO as well. And that is going to be all the players going down, and a retake successfully done for Regency side. And again, yes, I'm sorry about the team switch. And hopefully it should be good as soon as we come back. 1-0 so far, and as you can see, it is switched. Aren't I just a god? 1-0. And so far, Regency having a pretty good leg up on that first pistol round, but I mean, it does seem like they chose to force up a little bit here on Nitro's spot. So hopefully we can see some really good Galil plays here. Doesn't seem like it's going to start off good for Regency side as SK goes down. Now they have a little bit of more breathe room towards the A side. But again, that bomb is still down in the back of T. Seems a little bit concerning to me, but it's okay because the bomb is recovered by Mainstream. And it looks like Hoogs is going to push Scout there, take him out on top mid with the SMG. And it looks like Regency is pretty spread out throughout this game. Sharpie takes down Nutty and almost takes down Evo there as well, but Keenan takes down Peewit. And this is going to be a bit of a battle because no one wants to lose money here, but Hoogs takes down Keenan. This is two players that have guns now. They have the Galils down, but this retake is going to be pretty hard for them if they don't start doing it fast, and they need this first pick onto the site, and they don't really know where these players are either. So this is gonna be a tough one here. Gotta sniff it out in all the obvious spots first, and that body's kind of in the way. Hopefully it wasn't gonna take them, but Evo taking down Hoogs and almost breaking my throat as well. Mainstream knows he's gonna get it, but what was that? I think that was a stray bullet, to be honest. We're going to have to see that in the replay. But that was crazy. I don't even know what happened. I think he was on him for that one. I'm not even sure. I'd have to put the slow-mo down. Maybe in the highlights we'll see that in slow-mo, but can't say for sure. 1-1 as Nitro pick up that second round. And in this best of 3, the Molly will go out, and they're going to flood the B site as all the players are going to try and get as many kills as they can with these SMGs. Keenan's going to take down Hoogs, Peewit, and Sharp are going to go down as well as SK takes on Nutty. He's going to kind of run through here with his P250, trying to defend this B bomb side, but it's not going to work out in their favor as only Mez is left alive here. The last man to try and get anything done here. Will he be able to do that? As it's left down to him, and Mez gets taken down by Evo, and that's going to be round number 2 for Nitro. Whoop, a little bit of a BM from last map. When P-Wood gave that BM, he wanted to get one back of his own. 2-1 now in this best of 3 in the grand finals of season 1 for Regency League. 2-1 already, and round number 4. And ooh, this very fast aggression. Ooh, Evo's gonna be just out of that in the nick of time. He's gonna get 1. He's gonna get 2. He's gonna get 3 on the spray down. And even though it is an eco, I mean, it was pretty well executed plan by Regency, but again, the timing on Evo and just the ability to just maneuver out of that way super fast gave him those 3 kills. As now it is a 4v2. And it looks like this save is just going to come underway, as we're going to have the closer of the 2 here. Sharpie probably going to see this engagement first, if anything. He just wants to try and maybe get these exit frags and get a gun in his hands, but if he get the right moment, he gets one onto Keenan, and he's undoubtedly going to try and get that gun, but not going to work out in his favor. As Mez will save that AK, and that's going to be round on number 3 on the board for Nitro Esports. And now making it 3-1. And so far, I mean, Nitro Esports has been playing pretty well, getting their shots, and playing on a map maybe that's a little bit more familiar for them is going to make them go further in this series. And we may even see a third map. I don't want to say anything too clearly, even though I kind of just did. But I mean, I would love to see Nitro come back with this this next map and kind of ensure this crazy last final map here for the grand finals. But so far, it's pretty quiet. Both teams are trying to figure out where these picks are going to come from first, as the grenades are going to go out, as well as some of the mollies. So far, we're looking for this first engagement, and there it is, Mainstream taking down Sharpie. And now that that man advantage is in the T-side favor, they can start to regroup. Ooh, as I say that, Mez and Hoogs come up with their own picks. And this is going to be a very, very interesting round that I thought was going to go differently, but apparently isn't, as SK takes down Nutty and Scout, and that's going to be the bomb down for him, as that is a super important kill as well. So now they're just going to follow through here as Hooks takes down Keenan. That's the round. Regency win number 2 on their board. A beautiful round from SK as well. He's just waiting patiently for his time to strike, and that's exactly what happened. Strikes with the headshot and the win. 2-3 now, and Nitro really need to win this last map, or this next map, or else that's going to be both maps in the hands of Regency Esports. As now it would be. It looks like a execute super fast from Nitro's spot, and Sharpie's in this close corner, but he's gonna get modded out. Oh, he almost didn't even need to throw that. He could have waited for that execute, but it didn't look like it was gonna come out, and they might expect him not to be there. But Evo takes down Sharpie, not gonna be able to do much of anything. But SK's here, not to worry. Easy for SK as he goes out and tries to get 2 kills, but that's all he can get. But does a lot of damage onto Scout as well. That makes it a 3v3. It's going to come in for that retake. The man, fully blind, taking down Nutty. Not quite sure where he is as well. But that retake's going to come out super fast, and that is going to be Regency winning the round. Oh my god, my voice. 3-3. And Regency are back on this board, and I know you guys are probably going to want to see the scoreboard here. And I will show it again in a little bit as well. But, 3-3 now, and again, the standard 2-1-2 setup. I mean, at this point, there's not much of a reason for them to change anything, because nothing super significant has happened for them to alter this positioning. But, looks like Sharpie's going to get the first pick, and second pick onto Evo and Keenan. Nutty's going to get a beautiful 1-dig onto Mez. As now this eco is going to come to a blistering halt. As they're probably going to wait for their lurk here to try and get a little bit more information before they commit to going onto this A side. Or if not, at least get into that lower area to try and get there. But as I say, that mainstream peaks a little bit early there and loses the bomb. And Scout goes down as well, and that's going to be the end of this round, most likely. And I don't want to say anything too early, but I mean at the same time, Nutty with just a Deeg, no armor. Gonna be a hard one for him. Shelby comes in to save the day. Sorry. Oh my god, bro. My throat is just going crazy right now. Oh. 4-3. And this is the second map of the best of 3. And oh, Mez, there is team damage on. So be careful. Don't hurt Pewit's feelings. As now it is a 5v5, 4-3. And it looks like also, I mean, nothing's changing on their situation here, but all those nades. Oh! A little bit of a botch nade from Scout, but it didn't do quite so much damage, but every little bit of health does count. As Hoogs takes down mainstream, along with Nutty and Scout. And it looks like this round just gonna go crazy. Hoogs gonna take all of them out. And that execute was just not done correctly. Too many things wrong. Was that an ace? You just ace? That was probably the most nonchalant ace I've ever seen. Hoogs picking out mainstream, then Nutty, then Scout, then Keenan, and to top it all off, he also got the end piece. Onto, who was the last one? Evo. Sorry. A beautiful ace for him on the way. And Mez again with the beautiful 2 picks onto the top mid, taking down EVO. Or I always do that. Evo and Scout. Just gonna be imprinted on my brain now. Sorry guys. 5-on-3, and again this is an eco round, but they do have the deal, so damage could have been done to the side as it. Oh, Keenan shows just exactly how that can happen as Sharpie takes on mainstream. And now it's all left to Nutty and Keenan. Nutty on 12 HP. He does have a nice knife though. Keenan on 100, probably going to be the most likely one to try and make a difference here. But as I say that, Pewa takes down the only last chance that they had. Nutty now being the super last chance, but on 12 HP again, with just that Deagle in his hand, going to be a tough one. As they're going to be searching for where this player might be, but Mez finally takes him out. And that is going to be round number 6 on the board for Regency CSGO. Nitro falling a little bit behind. Need to make sure they can pick up a little bit more of the pace here. As Regency has won 4, can't even math, 5 rounds in a row. So this is going to be a very interesting one. And Nitro opting to kind of redeem themselves here as well. Oh, this information from SK could be huge. If he gets in there by himself, he's going to call for that rotate. And it's going to come out super fast, either onto mid and focus onto mid or focus onto B. And it looks like Sharpie's going to get all the way up. He's going to go into cat area. He's going to get 1. He's going to get 2. Followed up by Pewit to help him out. A Scout takes down Pewit finally, but that's a lot of manpower left to try and take the B site. I mean, taking a B side with 5 men is somewhere you can be comfortable in, but with 2 men on, especially on a little bit lower HP and all his teammates, it's going to be a lot harder. Revio, never mind, changes my whole perspective on that. Gets almost a 3K there, but Mez knows better to stay alive on 8 HP. And Evo is going to try and do anything he can to try and make sure that this game stays in their favor, but SK takes him out. That is going to be the round. Round number 7 going to Regency. 7-3 now. As Regency have been preparing a long time for this. 7-3. And now Nitro. Have to prove that they deserve to stay in this one. I mean, they just bought all the way. They have the op. They have the AK. They have no money after this. So anything after this is going to be a hard reset. As now they want to ensure that they can't lose any of these early picks. As mainstream takes down Pewit, he knows there's one more there, but he doesn't want to get into it. As, oh my god, the peaks are just not going in their favor down there. as this execute's going to go all towards the A site. All the players coming out here. SK is going to take down Nutty. And again, SK's been doing a super good job of holding back as much as he can before the rotate comes in. And there he goes down, but Mez picks up mainstream, and Sharpie's in a beautiful spot here to try and make sure that no one else crosses the site. But that bomb does go down, and the retake starts now. 3-on-3. So health does favor Nitro in this sense, and also now the manpower. But Hoogs takes down Scout at a beautiful angle, as they have double op set up on this retake, and this one's going to be interesting. They're going to smoke that bomb, and hopefully they can pick up another kill here, but this is going to be a tough one. They both have ops, but what does it matter as Hoogs gets the no-scope? I mean, Maz gets the no-scope, and Hoogs takes down Evo. Double op retake, and not a flinch, not a hesitate in their body. And Regency just completely doesn't matter that they had a double op setup on the retake. They're gonna obliterate, as it's now 8-3. And Nitro, he sees something from you. Round after round, even getting taken out by either a retake or just not having enough manpower onto the side, as we've seen on B as well. 8-3, Nitro has to get something done here. They lost Evo already. About to lose another player. Sharpie not going to be able to connect, and that's a good thing for Nitro, as another shot is not going to connect, but hopefully that doesn't come back to hurt them. And, I mean, at this point, Nitro, if they regroup and try and hit a side, that's probably their best bet at this point, as Regency are on a pretty good 2-1-2 setup here, and they've already lost a man, and Mainstream's already on 70 HP. Make that also Keenan on 47, as that grenade did beautiful damage there. And they seem pretty stuck at this point. Nitro just, I mean, they're taking my advice and regrouping, but I mean, Regency have them held back with all these early nades, and they still have flashes and smokes here to deter or even go for this retake. So this is going to be a super, super tough execute and hold for Nitro Esports. Looks like that will come out onto the B side, but again, these flashes are going to be a lot, and he gets completely blind, stopping them in their tracks. They're still not even out onto the site, and Mez takes on Scout. Piwa takes on Keenan, and Mez takes on Mainstream, and that's going to be an obliteration of the players coming onto the site, and making it 9-3, Regency winning that round. And oh boy, what a great start for Regency, and Nitro hoping that they can get back into this with as much power as they can. Going for that deco play and banking on that the next round to be their bye. And I mean, at this point, Nitro just needs, I mean, if they go for that standard just smoke execute A, maybe that would work for them. Just try and overpower them like they were doing on that train map. But I mean, so far SK is doing a beautiful job on this A side of defending that push, and even if he didn't defend it fully, he's getting those damage points, and that really counts. As I say that, he takes down Nutty, Sharpie takes down Scout, and trade kills just go flying in, as this USP will finally take down Mainstream Keenan, the last one left alive. Doesn't have the bomb, now it's going to be the round number 10. Almost foreshadowing what happened last time on train map, 10-3, and this could be a quick one, quick half, but who knows? Nitro could pick up these next 2 rounds, and we'll see a close game back into 11-10 scoreline. You never know for that one. Ten to 3 now, as Sharpie is going to creep up toward that top mid play, and that's something I really like. I love getting this information here. He's going to get pushed back, and Keenan gets the SK, the player that has been throwing damage into them while they take out their A side. So now Nitro is in a good spot, and this is what I like to see from them. Again, in that last map, they were able to come back from this lower deficit, and hopefully they can maintain this force that they have so far into the round. Sharpie at 24 HP, SK completely out of the round. And I mean, if they keep getting these 1v1 engagements and getting these picks out, this could work well. Sharpie, the player playing under Balk, only has 24 HP, so I mean, if they can kill Sharpie, and it looks like they're going to put him out of position at least, as Mez takes down Nutty. Oh! Taking down Mainstream as well. A beautiful flick from him as Hoogs takes down Keenan, but Scout's there to pick him up. And that's going to be the retake coming in. Yet another Mez retake with the op, and Pewit's now there instead of the opper. But it doesn't matter because Mez takes down Evo, and he's going to be a 1v1. Op 1v1. Scout with the op. Is he going to peek back into this? And, ooh, gets the tag. I don't know if he knows if he got the tag or not. That Molly's definitely going to do something. He misses the smoke, and this could be huge. Is that Molly going to go out of time? 2 seconds. 1 second. And the Molly saves him. A beautiful, beautiful job done from Mez to go into that situation there. And big brain with that Molly as well. And even from this earlier into the round where a beautiful look, oh my god, just on that area. 11-3 now as Mainstream takes down Sharpie, but Mez has something to say. He takes down Evo and Scout into the mid area. And Nitro gonna do anything they can now. A 4v3 situation. Keenan may even try and get this pick over onto the B site, but I mean, looks like they're still, even though they lost that mid player, they're still in a pretty good position here to bank on that retake, since the retake's been working perfectly for Regency. That's why I believe they still have this Mez on this ticket area to ensure that, hey, I can stay alive for this retake since we've been winning them over and over and over again. So there's no reason why we should be forcing ourselves upward more towards that A site than we should be. $11-3 now, and it just keeps getting closer and closer to the second half as this execute will have to come out from Nitro. Either way, this is the last round of the half, so something has to go here. And Nutty takes down SK, and again, this is the retake setup we've already seen before, right? The Opper's going to fall back into CT, and they're going to bank on this retake coming in yet again. Mez and P with the same players as last time. P takes down Meiji, and Nutty not able to pick up a third. But it's all down to Mez, and he gets the pick walking over. And that is going to be it. Taking down Keenan. That half, 12-3 scoreline, and Nitro was in a very, very tough spot here. If you don't stay for anything else, you stay for the highlights. Because on both teams, I mean, Scout had a beautiful performance on Train last time, as well as everyone across the map had some sort of frag there with significance. So even though the scoreline is a little bit strenuous on this one, both teams have been doing an incredible job here. As Nutty, just like I'm saying, Nutty goes crazy. He's taking down Mez and SK there. And even Mainstream coming in to try and do his due diligence as Nitro wins that round. And could we see a little bit of a comeback here? That would be amazing. And like I said, Nitro is not out for the count yet. We could see this go into OT. You never know for that reason. 12-4, and Nitro just picked out that pistol round, which lets Regency almost have a little bit of a cushion for this one, but they still want to try and get that bomb down. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen because Nutty takes on Mez and P with Evo again to take one out, but he goes down as well. But that's going to be Regency Esports dying to the hands of Nitro, 12-5, and Nitro climbing right back up into this, and maybe having a shot of getting back into this swing of things. Now both players have access to better weaponry. All AKs across the board for Regency CSGO. Nitro still has those SMGs in their hand. And hopefully they can use these, as we do see them try and get closer and closer. And look, the lurk through that smoke. Eski's gonna see the bottom of his feet. If he had not seen the bottom of his feet there, that would have been perfect. But Pewit takes out Nutty. And yet again, these players are going down one by one in the kill feed. Pewit takes down Scout. He's perfectly aware that there's probably going to be one towards ticket, as they should be. But do they check it fast enough? Evo takes down Hoogs and Pewit. Beautiful 2K for him. Now he has hold of that AK. And that bomb is down, but Evo could get in a good spot here to take him out, but it doesn't happen. as Mez starts with the spray and gets it onto Evo, and that's going to be the round in Regency's pocket. Nitro Esports now down another round. We're unable to continue with this, with the momentum that we saw from the first 2 rounds as Regency picks up that 3rd round to stop it. But let's see if we can get Nitro back onto the scoreboard. As P-Wood takes down Nutty. And Sharpie takes down Mainstream. Evo gonna try and even it out, taking out Sharpie. But so far, man advantage is also in the advantage of Regency CSGO side, so you never know what could happen here. As Evo walks down, he takes the head off of SK, a beautiful surge start, but that only leaves Scout and Keenan. Keenan doesn't have a weapon at this point. He seems to be chilling in spawn, and I'm not sure why that is. That happened last game too. Hopefully he didn't give up. And it looks like he's out of the server. Anything in the chat, so this is gonna be played out. I mean, there was no call for a pause, there was nothing added at me for a stop. So at this point all it seems to me is 2 players just left. It's kind of strange how nothing was brought up for me. But it looks like they just left at this point. I mean, this is the grand finals. Very strange to me how this stuff happens, but at the same time, that's life, man. And it looks like they're all going to come back, but that's going to be match point for Regency. And being the first in Regency League history to win. I'm not quite sure what that whole thing is, and hopefully we can get some update as to what happened. Just kind of interesting as to why nothing was called, but Keenan already messing up his nade, and 1 round away, 15-5, as Mainstream takes out Peewit. Evo taking down Sharpie, who's going to take down Evo, and it's just going to be a massacre. It's going to turn out into a 3v1. Mez is the only one left alive. With that op, the bomb is still down, and I mean, Nitro going to pick up, it seems like they might even pick up this 6, and they do. And who knows, maybe Regency also could have gave them that 1 round. I'm not sure if that's entire. I have to see what happened. But 15-6, Nitro Esports 1 round away from losing the entire series. As you can see on the top, this is a best of 3, and Regency already won that first map, so this could be all it. 15, 1 round to go, and Nitro Esports on the CT side. And it looks like a heavy execute's going to come out from Regency side onto the A side. They want to make sure they can take this one all the way out into the grand finals and win this $200, or sorry, $200 oh, what is it? Sorry. Oh my god. I'm like completely balding right now. But Scout takes on Peewit. And Sharpie takes on Mainstream. And oh my god, it's getting closer and further and further away as Mez and Peewit go down. Now it's a full eco from Nitro. Our full retake. I'm like in a different land right now. I cannot even speak. Just kind of confusing me at this point. Nutty taking down Hoops, and the last 2 players, Sharp and SK, are going to have to try and do something, but they don't. Round number 7 goes in Nitro Esports' way, making it match point still for Regency CSGO. 15-7, and they only did that 1 more round. We've seen this liquid choke on this very exact map, so anything's possible at this point. 15-7, and Regency are gonna take that eco round to try and make sure they have enough to come back at this one. And that is going to be all of the T players rushing into the B side, taking down Keenan, Mainstream, and also Nutty. And this could be it. Scout and Evo, the last one. Evo, the last one's alive to try and retake this site. But all the T's are flooding it. And they just need one more round. This could be all over in just a matter of seconds if Sharpie can get this first engagement onto the players running out of the market side. But it's not going to be Sharpie. Never mind, it could be. He takes on Scout, and there's one player left, Evo. The only one left alive, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Regency CSGO are your first Regency League Season 1 champions. An unbelievable end to one of the more confusing grand finals I've seen, but we've seen a lot of good stuff. And congratulations, Regency CSGO wins! And they deserve the title of Regency League champions. I'm going to drag in Sharpie for our post-match interview. How are you doing, Sharpie? I think you have...
Yo, I'm doing great, dog. I'm doing great.
So, my man,
Yes,
you
sir.
have just you are the victors for Regency League Season 1. That's it. You are the winner. You're the top for winning the $200 prize pool. How do you feel, my man?
Yo, not only me though, my teammates too. I know we all feel the same way. We're just excited about this, but we're all proud of each other for this shit. Like I'm super happy we won this. I think it was really good for like the team, you know, like you said, just the confidence booster too you get when you're winning.
Definitely.
But you know, yeah. But it was great.
Man.
It was great.
I mean, you don't have to sugarcoat it. You just won the grand finals. You just won $200. So you feel however you want to feel at that point. But I mean, man, obvious 2 questions before we even get to anything technical. Your cut of the 200. What are you gonna do with it? I believe it's 40.
Yeah, 40. I think, dude. Hold on, sorry. I need a mute TS. I need a mute TS. You know, I'm getting my own place in Raleigh.
Oh,
So I'm probably just gonna save it and put it in savings right now. But any extra money, you know, that's perfect.
Hey, I mean, every little bit counts.
Exactly.
And
That's what I'm doing.
I mean, hey, if Season 2 hits off with a blast, and some of the people that maybe didn't want to come last time, that I invited so many main teams and even some higher level teams here to try and say, hey, well, you can join us. It's an open one, but seems like they didn't want to take it. So at this point, if more players join, you could have some real competition for holding that spot in Regency League. So that's something to look forward to.
It is, because honestly, like, I'm glad the first season, you know, Regency won. Like, I mean, I think that's pretty cool. It would be cool to see like a little bit more like challenge though, a little bit more like just a little bit more like effort from everybody to.
Yeah, definitely.
I think too. But like, yeah, for sure. Season 2, I bet more people will come in and like want to play. I guess. I mean, you know.
All right,
Yeah, so-
now down to the nitty gritty stuff. That first map, Train, I believe that was your pick, right? Was it?
Yeah, we picked Train, and then they picked Mirage, and then the decider was like
Dust 2, I believe it was.
Dust. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. We won the first 2, so.
What are your thoughts of that first Train map? What did you like how it went? Because personally, I thought that Train map was unbelievable. I think even though Nitro did make that really good comeback there a little bit from that 10-1, I believe it was, that first T side round when you were making some really good IGL decisions. I don't who was IGLing at that one. Was it...
Definitely Hoogs. Hoogs is the man. I mean, we sometimes pitch in ideas, but he's the main person that tells us like to shut up and like do what to do. You know.
Yeah, definitely. How did that feel for you and the team in general?
Well, I mean, T side went really well. We were up like 10-1 or something like that, or like 10. Like 10, we were up a few rounds, right? And then like, so that T side was going off on a blast. We ended up like at the half, and like when they finally hit CT side, when it was like CT side, they actually started like stacking up more rounds. But I gotta say the really big thing that happened both games, but also in the Train one, is that me and Hoogs both got an ace round after round.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
and like actually
going.
like sort of like pretty important rounds. Like the first one was more important than the second, which I think is what Hoogs got. But like for like economy reasons, like they were really big aces. So like it was really good. But like I think we like. I don't know. We played it really well. It was really tight on the end of at the end of the game though. Like we started really tightening up around and trying to play more together. But it was very close. The training game was closer than I would liked it, though, for sure.
Definitely, but I mean, you can see that tend to happen on a lot of even in pro matches where you have that high score line on one side and then you switch it over to the T side and you see that kind of different shift over there. So either way, both teams were playing pretty well. One of the things I really liked on, especially for T side, I think Peewit was the B anchor there. His ability to get those information plays on B side, and also even your players over on the A side as well, just kind of like tanking that damage into them, so it makes it easier for that retake to come in, which is unbelievable. That was great to see as well. And again, Peewit with that final 16 scoreline when he got that spray down, it was pretty great.
Yeah, that was nutty, dog. We all screamed in the TS. We were like, holy shit, like, oh my god. But yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, moving on to the next map. I think what's on everyone's mind is what exactly happened in the last couple rounds there. But before we get to that, I want your opinion on how that kind of Mirage, more of a puggy map, felt to you guys, because it looked like you felt really comfortable on that map.
Okay, like, to be real, it wasn't even our pick, and like we've practiced Mirage and it's in our map pool. It went. I think for me, like my opinion, it went better than expected. But I don't know, like individual plays and like our teamwork really came together, especially on the CT side there. At like the beginning, like we really were good at trading kills, especially when they're trying to enter in the site, which has slowed them down so much for our, like the other people coming. So, yeah. So
1v1 engagements, really, just kind of.
Yeah, individual players was big. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. And you'll see that on a lot of Mirage maps as well, which is really key to also a lot of other maps as well. But I mean,
yeah, it's kind of just an aim map.
Yeah, you guys did great on that. Obviously, we see that you guys have really good aim. Also, the big question: what happened those last 2 rounds?
See, like we were so lost when it first happened because people were just like, "Oh, he's AFK. I'm just gonna knife him," and we're all like, "What?" And apparently, like his internet lagged out. Like he typed about it in the game, so I forget what he said. I didn't really pay attention, but
I don't see game chat though, and I didn't see anything come up, so I was like, "What?"
Yeah, he just like DC'd, I think, or something like that, and then another one ended up DCing, and then we had one round where it was a 5v3, and then like we just ran out A.
Unfortunately, it's the life of online
CS.
Yeah, online CS. So, what can you do?
I know. I think they honestly should have picked a different map than Mirage, but.
I mean, for Mirage, whenever I see that,
Sorry, they played it in the past, so and like we looked at like their their recent games. Be prepared, you gotta win.
Yeah,
but I think they could have like maybe picked a different map. It might have been better.
Definitely,
but
I feel like Mirage is more of a comfortable map from almost all teams to play on. If you have that aim skill and you're able to have a general understanding of how to play the game, I mean, everyone's played Mirage. Even on pug maps, people know how to the simplest stuff on Mirage. So if you can bang out Mirage, then I'm surprised they wouldn't have gone for something maybe like Nuke. I'm surprised they didn't pick Nuke.
I'm surprised they banned it. Maybe they looked into us though, because like we have a pretty good, like we're pretty good on Nuke. So I don't know.
I don't know. I would think they would pick Nuke mainly for the reason because they did good against Savants on the Savants who did good against you guys on Nuke. So that for me would have been an automatic interest for me. But either way, you won. You're here and you did it. So yes. Any last bits here before we exit out with the highlights, which you should definitely stay around for.
Oh yeah, make sure you look at those back-to-back. Oh yeah, the spray controlled by Peewit. I don't know, man. I think I'm good. I'm just ecstatic. I'm lost of
lost for words.
Not a problem. But yeah, it was fun though. It was a lot of fun playing in the league.
Can't wait to.
I want more season 2. Yeah, season 2 will be.
And we'll definitely update everyone on what's gonna happen with season 2. But thank you again for participating. We really appreciate it, and congratulations.
Have a good night, man.
All right, see you, man. Have a good one.